everyone, welcome to Science with Sam. This is our second month doing the program. You will be able to pick up your kits on November 5th. It's a Friday and it's first come, first serve. So come quick if you want to make sure you get one. We'll have 25 total, and once they're gone, they're gone. So today we are going to be doing a lung model. We're going to be learning about how our lungs work, and we're going to be making a model to represent it. And so what it has is a pair of lungs, a diaphragm, and when you pull on it, it inflates the lungs. So it's really cool, and it kind of shows you how we breathe and how we live off of our lungs. So let's get started. Okay, so first I want to show you our supplies that we're going to be using today. What you'll get in the bag will be a set of instructions and a description of what your lungs do, also with a list of materials and how you use them and put them together. The only things that we will not be including in our bag are tape and scissors. So next, you will also be getting a set of straws to act as our trachea, and we'll talk about what that is in a minute. So you'll have one of these. You will have 3 balloons, 2 of the same color to have for your lungs, and the one of a different color to have for your diaphragm. You will have 1 piece of modeling clay, and that's to help us get a good seal for the air so that we can create a vacuum within our bottle. It's really just the top of the bottle. The bottom's going to be cut off, and then in the lid there should be a hole there for you to stick the straw through. So let's get started. Alright, so a fun thing about the lungs is a lot of people just think you just suck in the air, and that's how you get the air in your lungs. However, we use our diaphragm, which is right below the lungs, to pull and create a vacuum to breathe air into the lungs, and then when it releases, pushes it all out. Alright, so our first step is attaching our lungs to our trachea. So this is where you're going to need your scissors and your tape. For the lungs, you're going to take one of your balloons, you're going to take your scissors, and you're going to cut off right below or above where the balloon part is. And you're going to do that with both of your balloons. Just going to cut off right there. And now you have 2 lungs, a right lung and a left lung, because that's what we have in our body, a right and a left lung, one on each side of our body. And then you're going to take your trachea, and you're going to stick one short end inside the balloon and kind of hold it there. And then we're going to take some tape. And you're going to tape the balloon to one of the branches of your straw. You want to tape it really good so that you get a seal, because we want it to be airtight so that when you use your model, it can draw in the air from the straw only and not around the straw. Tape on there. Alright, there you go. So we'll do that with one side, and then we'll do the same thing with the other side in your second balloon. So we'll stick the straw in there, hold it tight on there, and tape it really tight around the edge to make sure it's sealed. I like to use 2 pieces of tape per side, just doubly make sure that there is no air getting in except through the straw. So when you're done, this is what you should have. You have your trachea tube and your 2 lungs connected. So next, we're going to attach our lungs to our chest cavity. And you're going to go through the bottom of the bottle, up through the hole in the lid. Might take a little bit of aim just to get it through there. Ooh. Apparently I don't have that aim. Sorry. There we go. All right, and then you'll pull it up so that your lungs are sitting inside of your bottle. So what we have here is we have our trachea, which is here in our real body. And then it goes down through into the chest cavity, which is made up of your ribs and other muscles around there, and it protects your lungs. And then inside, you have it branching off into your two lungs. There we go. Next, we're going to take our modeling clay. And that is how we're going to get a nice, good seal at the top with the cap. So modeling clay, it's pretty hard when you first get it out of the package, so you might need to work it around with your hands, warm it up a little bit, get it kind of smushy. That way it works really well at forming around the straw and the cap. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like. Make a big long line of it so we can get around the straw, and we're going to just put it right around there. Don't squeeze too hard. You don't want your straw to get sealed shut. Oh, there we go. All right. Should have a pretty good seal there. No air should get in through the cap, and this is what it looks like. You have your clay around your straw and on top of the cap, and it's blocking that hole and all the little seams that might be there. So. Next, we're going to add our diaphragm. So let's get your other balloon, your last one. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut a little bit off the top. Now you may have noticed I already did it with this one because I thought that I needed to show you. But I will show you what it looks like. So you have your balloon and you have the big bulb part, and you just go along the top and you cut a sliver off of it. Just kind of like that. Alright, and then you pull it apart so you should have an opening like this. But before you put it on the bottle, we're going to need to tie a knot. You might need to get an adult to help you with this. I know it was really hard for me until I learned how. But you'll pull this, wrap it around your fingers, tuck it in, and you've got, oh, my fingers are stuck. Oh, okay. And then we've got a knot. So you got your knot on the one end, and you've got your opening on the other. And this is where you're going to stick your hands in and you're going to stretch it out a little because it's going to go on the bottom of the bottle right here. And we're going to create that seal so that the lungs can be vacuumed and inflate. So here we go. Let's see if I can get that on there. Ooh. All right, stretch it over the top. We go. And then we're going to take more tape and secure this around the edges to make sure that it doesn't come flying off at you when you try and pull it. So, this might take a few pieces of tape to get it all the way around the edge, but trust me, it's worth it. So also make sure that we don't get any air that can come in the sides and ruin our little experiment here. All right, and this is our finished product, our lung model. Now, if we look at it, we've got our trachea going down. So as you see, it goes down through your mouth, down your neck, into your chest, branches off into your two lungs. You got your left and your right lungs, and they're inside your rib cage. And then right below that, we have our diaphragm. So what happens is that when you inhale, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, and the chest cavity enlarges. Our chest cavity, including our lungs, all of that here. This contraction creates a vacuum right inside of here, which pulls air into the lungs. So what you'll see happen is if you pull it down, your lungs inflate. And now, pull it down. Let me move my hand. Your lungs inflate. So when you breathe out, just do a big it's also known as an exhale, and the diaphragm relaxes and turns into this dome-like shape. And the air is forced up out of your lungs, out of your trachea, and into the air. So you'll see when we breathe in, they inflate. When it relaxes, they deflate. Breathe in, inflate, relaxes, deflate. And you can even kind of hear through the straw a little breathing sound, like the air's going in and out of the lungs. And so this is your lung model, and this is how you can see how your body's working, how you're keeping yourself alive by breathing in the air and out the air. And it's really important to know because a lot of times people don't understand how your lungs are working, and they are a great tool to help with many things. If you're feeling stressed or anxious, you can breathe to help yourself relax. And a great way to know if you're breathing deeply is by having your hand on your belly and feeling if it's rising and falling, and having another hand on your chest. And if your hand on your chest is moving more than the hand on your belly, then you know you're probably taking pretty short, shallow breaths. Probably look a lot like this. You can see not a lot of air is getting into those lungs. But if you're breathing deeply, you're getting a lot of air and you're relaxing your body. All right, that's it for today's Science with Sam. Of course, come visit me in the kids space at Alton Square. That's where I'll have your kits for you. I look forward to seeing you, and our video will be up on YouTube for you to watch whenever you're doing this experiment. Thanks. Bye.